Back to the Pink Floyd Collectors YouTube channel. So I thought I'd carry on with the tickets, flyers, and there are some passes also in these. This is part 2, carrying on in 1970. It starts off with one of the later year events at the Fillmore West. Obviously they've been there earlier in the year as well. So just a single-sided image on this. This one I have as, I know is genuine because I know the person I got it off. But the other one I'm not 100% sure on. But this one is, again, the cover there from inside of Let's just put that there. And we've got quite a nice oversized ticket from Germany. As you can see, it's pretty huge in terms of something physical to hold. It has been folded, this one. This was in Saarbrücken, Germany, which is to the west of the country, very near the Luxembourg border, if those who know the geography around there. So yeah, nice ticket to see Pink Floyd perform Atom Heart Mother. And this one here comes from quite a famous bootleg. This was the Sheffield, Tuesday, December the 22nd. Now from memory, I think they lost power on one of the songs and did an acoustic, or something happened. I don't recall exactly, but I do remember listening to the bootleg endlessly at one point. It's quite a nice insight into what the group were up to at the time. Yeah, nice typical kind of UK ticket, that one. We then move into 1971, and the first ticket again is from Germany, from Berlin. And this was to see Pink Floyd on the 27th of May. Of course, by this time they would begin to play Echoes, preparing for medal later in the year. This is a ticket to attend the Crystal Palace show. This was kind of like an all-day event, if you like, where Pink Floyd invited some of their compatriots from America to come over, and included the Faces as well. Huge gig, obviously famous for the fact that they killed all the fish in the lake there. Apparently it was the explosives that were used to try and launch the inflatable octopus. It almost sounds like you're making this up when you talk about this, but yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, famous date in terms of Pink Floyd's history. Quite a nice French ticket, this one. Again, you can see it would have been quite big, and it's been ripped off on entry. At least they've managed to keep the Pink Floyd visible. I do hate it when you only get like a part of the band's name. As you can see, this was quite an early issue, 624. But by the time 1971, Pink Floyd were able to sell out quite healthy in France. And then this here is a Danish ticket. So this is from 1971. And this was Pink Floyd's first visit to the KB Hallen. They did return a year later as well. So quite a flimsy ticket. Always reminds me of more of a Coke ticket, but yeah, as you can see, it's quite small. And then we move to 1972. Now this is quite an interesting ticket in terms of what happened. The band the previous night in Brighton had tried to do a run through of a piece called Eclipse, a piece for assaulted lunatics. But the tape machine had messed up. So the first full playthrough of the then Dark Side of the Moon happened at this date. This was Portsmouth, just down the road from Brighton. So Friday, the 21st of January, 1972, 15 months until the album would actually come out. And Pink Floyd were pretty much already playing the full album. I think except for the last 2 tracks, Eclipse and Brain Damage. And while that was the second ever playback, this was the third. And again, this is down the south coast of the UK, and this is in Bournemouth. And you can see it's the night after. So this was, I think it was a third run of 3 dates. I think it went Brighton, Portsmouth, and then Bournemouth. And both of these shows getting a full run through. I am a bit of a fan of tickets that really look used. I guess it shows a little bit more the history of it. but this is for a show in Leeds, which is to the north of England. Or is this Manchester actually? Maybe this is Manchester for some reason. Maybe the next one's Leeds. Oh yeah, the next one's Leeds. Yeah, so this is Manchester, sorry, 1972. As you can see, folded, taped, really flimsy. Costs a whole £1 to get in. So this one is the Leeds one. And you can see this was a bit later on in the month, 28th of January. Similar ticket in a lot of ways. Pink Floyd name quite obvious. And again, you can see this has probably been in somebody's scrapbook, sellotaped around row 9, decent seat. Yeah, they do tell a little story, I think, everyone, especially when they've got that kind of used feel about them. I must admit, with my tickets, I try to look after them, so I don't live by that rule myself. But then we've got a Empire Pool, which later became the Wembley Arena. It was called the Pool because underneath the standing room where the seats were for fans, that was actually a swimming pool used in the Olympics, but it had long time been covered up. So first of all, it was called Empire Pool and later renamed Wembley Arena. This ticket is a little bit interesting. This was a benefit show the Floyd did. I think this might have been one of the ones that had 2 shows. I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes they put on a matinee and an evening show. Maybe not for this one, but this was for the War on Want Trust. And again, that did feature Dark Side of the Moon. We've then got a very nice Japanese ticket. Beautiful bubble writing, almost reminiscent of Nick Mason. And you can see on the rear a few instructions in Japanese, and it's been stamped. But yeah, a lovely ticket, has been folded, I guess just due to the size, maybe it's put in a pocket. But yeah, lovely original ticket. One of the, I'll definitely put this in my top 10 tickets I own. Then I've got another German ticket. I like it when they include little things like this in light and sound. And you can see this was winter time, 1972. But quite a nice German ticket. West Germany it would have been at the time. And then we get to some more typical USA ones that were going very much over to like a computer print off. I can take this one out. Now this is also, if I can get it out, it's really being stubborn. So this is quite a special one for myself because it's May the 1st. As you can see, Monday evening, May the 1st, 1972. So I would have been 3 years old that day. So I always look out for the May the 1st ones if I can get them. Obviously not a show I was at. But this, I think from memory, is a... Carnegie Hall, of course, in New York. I was actually thinking more Arizona, but no, this is, I think that's the last one. But this one, yeah, comes from Carnegie Hall, which is quite a famous venue in New York City. And then this one here, another small one, a bit later on. Again, this is the Civic Center Music Hall. So that actually is in Arizona. And somebody's written on the back, the best Pink Floyd. So maybe it was their best concert that they saw. I would hope so. Yeah, quite a nice small ticket. And again, almost identical. Obviously these would have started life as quite big tickets, but unfortunately they're keeping the larger portion. But this was at the Hollywood Bowl, which again I believe is quite a famous bootleg. So a nice small ticket for September the 22nd in Los Angeles. Okay, I'll end it there, but that was part 2. Obviously it does carry on, and then it looks like we're going to go into 73 next. But thanks for watching. Again, any questions, do use our email address, pinkfloydcollectors@gmail.com, or any quick questions, of course, you can put in the comments on this video. Thanks.